Hey guys, I'm Cecil Jr. here, aka Mustached. I'm here to review Kingsman The Golden Circle. So this is once again a catch-up review as I have not checked this movie out, as well as, just as a preface, is that I have also not have seen the original Kingsman, so I didn't know exactly what I was heading into when I was uh, going to see this movie, and I decided to just review this movie as it is, and so on and so forth. So I believe we follow a character named Iggy, who meets up with this guy named Charlie, and I believe this Charlie guy must have been this guy that worked with Iggy on this case or something. Anyways, Charlie wants to bring him in for something, and these three other cars come in, and then Iggy attempts to fight back, revealing that Charlie has this metal hand, and now they're like fighting while in this car. So the car is moving, and the other cars are giving chase. The driver of the car dies, leaving Iggy and Charlie to fight for a little bit. But he manages to get out of that situation, then blows up the three other cars, and then heads underwater where the base is. So the hand gets disattached at some point, and it can move by itself and gathers intel about everyone within the Kingsmen group. So meanwhile, we see these guys. I don't know what their purpose is, hanging out with this Brandon guy and his girl. They're like celebrating something. It doesn't really impact the movie all too much. Anyways, we cut to this woman who is in control of this drug cartel, and she's hidden in this place that's like an island that has all these buildings from like the classical era. I believe it was either like early 1990s something or rather. Anyways, this woman is in control of the group known as the Golden Circle, so that's where the name comes from. She like whistles to get these like robot dogs to take out this guy, and this other guy is like, "Oh, I'll just help take this guy out." So he's like branded into their organization. Um, so we see that Iggy is like trained with like table manners, and like he has his girlfriend. Um, and he's trying to like impress somebody, and then he meets with the Kingsmen. Uh, so meanwhile, while that's happening, the guy that one of the henchmen, I guess I'll call him, ends up like eating this hamburger that's made out of the guy he killed. So anyways, Iggy is now tested for like history stuff, and then we see that he's communicating with these other two individuals. I thought one of them was his girlfriend, or maybe it wasn't, I don't know. But the house blows up that the black guy is in. Oh, that was one of the guys in, that just wandered into his house, I guess. The woman, again, I thought that was his girlfriend, but I guess not. I don't know. It's really confusing. So the places blow up, and the Kingsman location is destroyed. And then we cut to see Charlie getting a new replacement robo arm. But we see that one of the other Kingsmen, other guys, was left. Iggy's kind of, wary of that, but they managed to get a hint about this location of this other group called the Statesmen in Kentucky. So they move over there. They meet Danny Tatum's character. I think that's his name. He plays this like guy named Whiskey. I believe his name is Whiskey, or his code name. We see Halle Berry essentially like rescue them from something. And then we get this like odd cut where we see like how Halle Berry and how the rest of her crew saved this other guy that they had named Harry. and they're trying to make Harry remember that he is a part of the Kingsmen. I guess I'm going to assume that he was in the first movie. Um, so we see that Whiskey, or Danny Tatum, is infected by this like virus thing that this other piano guy got. Um, and we learn later on in the movie that this virus is passed through taking various drugs and so on and so forth. So Harry's like being tested on what he remembers. Iggy gets this new pug, and then his girlfriend comes into the scene. I'm really confused if that was the same character or not, but whatever. Um, anyways, Iggy and this guy, I believe his name was like, I don't remember what his name was. I called him, in my notes, I called him the lasso guy. They team up and they head towards Charlie's ex, because she has a concert or something. So Iggy meets up with her, and then we learn that the virus is spreading via the drugs that have been distributed. So while that's happening, we see the guy that was in the brown suit, the guy I mentioned earlier, the one that killed that other guy. He ends up being taken out as well, leaving this sort of long and cameo appearance by Elton John. So anyways, Iggy calls his girl, telling him that he's about to have sex with this other girl to get more intel, and she's all upset. And he sees that this girl has the circle insignia on her, so he implants this tracker on her, and then he goes back to meet with Harry, and then he ends up back in the bar. Which gives him an idea to give Harry this dog, which I guess is another memory from the first movie, where I guess he attempted to shoot a dog and something happened, like he had blanks or something. I don't know. Anyways, these bar guys step up, and Harry tries to fight off, but he's still out of shape as of right now. Mr. Lasso steps up instead and fights off the rest of the guys. So we cut back to the drug cartel lady, whose name is Poppy Adams, and she says that she has the cure for the virus, and that she wants to legalize all drugs and wants the president to make the deal, and so that she has complete immunity as well, and is able to essentially just keep selling drugs as well as the cure for everything. So, Harry and the others make it to this place where the vaccine is, and Harry does the security control, and Iggy just kind of just walks in and takes the vaccine, and then as he leaves, the ride is suddenly overridden because it's like this it's like one of those rides in the snow where you're up, but I don't know what those things are called. But anyways, so the lasso guy makes this hole and then cuts the ride in half, and then they start sliding down the hill on the device that was bringing them down. So Iggy essentially saves them from crashing into this building, and shortly after they move into this little house area, they are cut off by these guards. Lasso guy and Harry are arguing all of a sudden, and then Harry shoots the lasso guy for reasons of being suspect. And this is all happening while they're getting shot at. So meanwhile, Charlie blows up the base where all the cure, or most of the cure, I guess, was being held, but there's still other facets of the cure all around in hidden locations. But they had this one random lead, I guess, of some guy named Wu-Tang Fang. Anyways, while that's going on, the president's secretary is put in jail, or this like facility where all these other people are being held that are getting infected. We see that Iggy's girlfriend, I should say, gets infected as well, and that allows him to want to move even faster to get the cure. So this Poppy Adams character, the main villain of the movie, or one of the main villains, I should say, wants this lawyer so they can make their deals with the president, who's all in on this as well, or at least all in on the deals, but apparently he's going to do something to, like, ruin everything or whatever. I don't know. Anyways, Lasso guy wakes up, and then he recruits, like, Halle Berry to, like, move with him, or like bring him to a location so he can go, because like Halle Berry ended up just staying there. Anyways, Iggy, once they arrive at the island where all of this is going down, Iggy steps on this plated bomb, and one of the other informants that was with them this whole time, this bald guy, takes his place. The bald guy dies, killing off some of the guards, leaving Iggy and Harry to go ham, as I don't know, just invade the area, taking out their gadgets and shooting. This somehow gives Elton John the courage to fight back, as he was being held prisoner there. Anyways, Iggy fights off Charlie because he's still at the base, and he's at this new base, while Harry's fighting off one of the robot dogs while the other one's like charging up. And then Elton John saves Harry's character, or just Harry. Anyways, Iggy gets control over Charlie's arm somehow. I think he had like some sort of device that allowed him to do that. And then he like starts fighting him with one hand, and then Harry burns the other dog. Iggy proceeds to kill Charlie, and then they go in to infect Poppy Adams, and then like she dies super quickly, but she did give the code, which allowed them to put it in. But before they are allowed to put it in fully, Mr. Lasso comes in and stops them, and he has his own reasonings as to why he wants all the infected people that were on drugs to die. So they start fighting, and now the Lasso guy's like suddenly from out of nowhere just becomes the main villain, even though I guess there was a little bit of setup to that, but I don't know. Anyways, they end up killing him too by putting him in the meat grinder that's there in that location. The cure is spread out and released. The president is impeached because, you know, he was doing the bad deals and allowing a lot of people to die. Halle Berry's character becomes an agent, like a fully fledged agent, I guess, like an infield agent, I suppose. And then Iggy gets married, and that's the end of Kingsmen. There are a few confusing moments here and there, like how they got their lead, like some of the leads in the movie, on how to proceed to move on. The action was pretty nice. Some of the setup was a little bit weird, but like the whole thing with the girlfriend, like that kind of confused me a lot. But overall, I'd say I still enjoyed the movie. The latter half being more I think like the beginning and the ending were the more predominant parts where there's just action happening, and as soon as like the middle happens, like all this stuff that starts to like break it a little bit happens. But as an overall movie, I enjoyed it. So pretty good action spy-esque flick. I'm pretty sure enough people checked it out. I don't know if there's going to be any more follow-up to this series of Kingsmen, but I'll look forward to the next one if that is the case. But for now, that is the end of my review, and if you enjoyed it, then please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, everyone, bye!